The world, several states are now trying to centralize currency with a so-called central bank digital currency, which is, by the way, not currency at all. It's software.
The world has changed so much in the last 3 years that I just find it absolutely unbelievable. And I didn't believe evil at this scale existed.
With 1 week until veto day, Governor Kristi Noem has issued 4 vetoes, including House Bill 1193. The bill involves legal definitions for cryptocurrency under the Uniform Commercial Code. Noem says she's concerned how the currency is being defined and if the bill would lead to a central bank digital currency. Republican Senator David Wheeler says only Congress has the power to create money.
You see in there is a redefinition of currency that it says government CBDCs are okay if they're run by the government, but any other form is then banned. It is clearly a change for how people's assets are utilized. It clearly limits the freedom of people to use other forms of currency that they may choose to if it is a digital currency.
Unlike cryptocurrency, CBDCs are centralized. They are issued and controlled by government entities just like fiat currency. In unstable or authoritarian countries, that could lead to currency manipulation.
There's no government, there's no person that can just like print Bitcoin into infinity, right? There's a cap to it, which is different from the way that some governments operate, which is like they can ostensibly keep printing money, which would devalue that nation's currency. We've seen that all over the world. Yeah, can you use that programmable money to like block certain people out of the financial system or, you know, or restrict their freedom in some way? I think that makes a lot of people like very deeply uncomfortable.
The currency is programmable. They can control almost every aspect of your life once we get on any programmable currency where they can, if they don't like you, they can make it so that you can't spend any currency within a 5-mile radius, you know, outside of a 5-mile radius of your home. If they don't want you to travel, you won't be able to buy airline tickets or take an Uber or pay for a hotel room.
President Biden will sign this executive order today. Now, this order calls understanding how a central bank digital currency might work urgent.
The U.S. isn't alone. A growing number of countries are looking into digital versions of their currencies. More than 100 countries, representing more than 95% of the world's GDP, are looking to create their own digital currencies.
If the government doesn't approve of what you're purchasing, if they have the only form of digital currency out there and that is endorsed and utilized in the country, they can control how you spend that money and thus take away all your freedom.
You've heard of Bitcoin, Ether, Dogecoin, and the like. These are cryptocurrencies designed to allow you to pay for stuff without any government or bank being involved. They're based on blockchain technology, a kind of digital ledger that records transactions in a chain. It's hard to tamper with because doing so leaves a trace elsewhere, potentially for everyone to see. That transparency is one of its most promising features.
What is the difference between what the Reserve Bank is doing here and a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum?
So the difference is that what the Reserve Bank's doing here is they're using the underlying blockchain technology to test a digital dollar. So they will have oversight of this whole pilot and they will maintain control of the money supply. So it's completely different to other unregulated.
Okay, so is this digital dollar that they're issuing and doing this pilot with, is it actually a dollar like I know it?
Yes. Yes.
So therefore it's worth 67 point blah-de-blah US cents right now?
Precisely. You can think of it as exactly the dollar that you know today, but it's in a different form factor, a different technological format, which means that it can do things that the dollars we have today cannot do.
Because it's digital, I can pay with digital with my mobile. It has nothing to do with central bank digital currency. But I think the fundamental change is the underlying business model is as I, as a retail customer, as a citizen, will have an account with the central bank. I don't have just an account with a commercial bank. I have it with the central bank, which has a lot of advantages for me. It's safe, it feels good. But yeah, there are some challenges with this because the central bank is ultimately, you know, it's a public office. commercial banks are under a commercial regime, central banks are not under a commercial regime. What about interest rates on an account like that? When things are going well, how does this look like? Oh, on a bank run, how was this look like? Is this accelerating the bank run because I have a safe account with somebody?
China is no stranger to surveillance either, from monitoring the 850 million users on WeChat to deploying half the world's security cameras. And now the country has control of a digital currency in its sights. President Xi Jinping admitted in 2019 that the country wanted to improve its financial system by controlling people, watching money, and tightening the system firewall.
You can't make this up. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, the honors and apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto those thy foreigners, from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Give me a quick show in the spirit of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. All blessings, honor, glory, and power be unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, through Yahushua, right? Double honor to the apostles and the other bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And salutation to the elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, my name is Amon Gabar, and it's going to be quick also, too. You know, impromptu, actually. The video was that you heard, the elder bro, the priest Zakar. You know, that was him. I'm going to link his page in the description box, and the title of the video is called The Endgame Truly Is Here. You know, which he just put that video up about less than 40 minutes ago. So this is kind of impromptu. You know, I started watching the beginning of the video, and I stopped it just to record it. I didn't think the news would have went that long. You know, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You heard what was said concerning the CBDC. That's why the priest titled the video what he did. The end game truly is here. All right? And it's all about total control. You heard everything they said. If you missed something, play it back. Go back and rewind it. Also, there's a video I uploaded to one of my pages. The page is called Amon Gabar. And it was a video of a woman. I just subscribed to her. It's a video where she goes into the CBDC, and she gave a thorough, good understanding and breakdown of it if you don't know what it is and truly mean, and what's going to come about it and how it's going to come about, and just like what it really means and all that. For the, you know, I guess CBDC 101, if you may, right? So you can go check that out on my link in the description box as well. But, you know, taking the title from the brother, the end game truly is here. And what's the end game? The end game ultimately of the elites, the agenda of the NWO is to get everybody micro C-hipped. All right. And if you've been watching us for a minute, Great Millstone, if you've been watching my videos or from the apostles on down, you should know what the MOTV stand for, what that acronym is, what the C-hip means. You should know these lingos because there's but so much we can and cannot say on YouTube, right? So, hold on one moment. Yeah, so with that being said, the end game truly is to get everybody C-hipped. And that's where the world is headed to right now. That's concerning this whole CBDC, which stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. We're going to continue to talk about it through the spirit because that is the next major step to get everything in order, to have everything connected and wired into the micro C-hip, the implantable device that he's going to cause all, both small, great, rich, poor, free, and bond to receive. All right, in their hands or in their forehead. Pursuing the Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, verse 16 on down. The penalty for that is going to be Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. Burning in fire and brimstone, which represents the nuclear fire. And then you got Revelation 20 and 4. Some of the servants that were beheaded for the witness and the testimony of Yahushua, who didn't worship the beast, his image, or received his M-A-R-K. Okay? Because the receiving of the M-A-R-K is a physical thing. All right? It's a physical thing, and the word is karagma in the Hebrew, which means an incision, a cut, to cut into the flesh. You know? So that's the end game. And it's all being set up via the way of the CBDC. You know? They saying that total control, right? Total control. They're saying that there's there's an expiration date, on the CBDCs. When they give out the digital currencies, there's an expiration date. In other words, you can't save money. If you get a monthly income, there's an expiration date on the that the issuer would have on it. You see what I'm saying? So if you get a deposit every month, the first of every month, April 1st, you got till May 1st or June 1st to spend that money, and then a new cycle of money will come. So you can't stack money, you can't save money. All right. They also saying that when you have this thing, there's a certain like a certain circumference or region where you could actually make transactions. Like, let's say you let's say you placed inside of a smart city or 15-minute city. All your money or your CBDCs will only be able to be spent within those 15-minute cities that you're designated to. So you can't travel, all right, maybe unless you got consent. You see, maybe unless you got consent with the powers that be, whatever. I'm just hypothetically speaking, that you're traveling somewhere for whatever purpose and you would need to spend money. So now you got to fill out forms and documents to where you're going and how much you can be, a whole bunch of bullshit, bro. You see what I'm saying? So this is just total control. All right, total control. You know, like Aaron Russo said years ago with that interview with AJ, right? He said the goal is to have everybody C-hipped, right? And he said total control. He also said if you're not doing, or you're not behaving, or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing according to societal standards, they can just take off your C-hip and you be excommunicated from society. You see? So it's all about total control. And then the CBDC is most definitely setting the stage for the rollout of the MOTB, without a shadow of a doubt. And if you don't believe that the MOTB is what we say it is here at Great Millstone, according to truth and prophecy, then you don't know what the hell is going on with the CBDC, ultimately and truly. All right? Because you probably just think it's just going to stop there. It's not going to just stop there at the CBDCs. All right? Where it's going to stop at is when this man start injecting people with that syringe to put that device up under their skins. All right? 2/3, these heathens are going to get it. All right? But the elect is not going to receive it. You know? The elect is not going to receive it. The Lord is going to preserve the elect from the hour of temptation that's coming. So that's where, you know, ultimately things are heading. And we can clearly see it. You know, without a shadow of a doubt, we can clearly see what's going on. And all praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua for the eye salve to see the deception that's taking place. All right, to see what the dragon, the serpent, is doing. You know, so anyway, like I said, that's the video. I'm gonna link the Priest of Cards video in the description box, and then also probably the video that I uploaded to one of my other pages. I'm on Gabar with the woman with this, I forget her name, but I just subscribed to going into CBDCs. There's many other channels that goes into the breakdown of the CBDC and all of that. You know, I just think that one gave a pretty decent, thorough understanding on it, you know, for the new listeners and all that. You know, so, but anyway, with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Lord willing, this is quick, edifying, straight to the point. Until next time, I say shalom. Shalom to the elect.